All right, we're here with Mike Lamb of the Florida Marlins. How you doing?
I'm doing very good.
How's it feel to be back home in Southern California, closer to family and friends?
It's great. I mean, it's home. It's where I grew up. Every time I step off the plane, I'm always, saying out loud, probably because people hate me for it, but it's like, why would you want to live anywhere else? I mean, this is the weather's gorgeous. It's just I love it here, and we've made our home here, and I've always enjoyed coming back, and really it's get a chance to see my family. They don't travel to the city I'm playing too much during the season, so taking advantage of that is pretty good.
Being a veteran, talk about the rigors of the everyday grind as a professional baseball player, and maybe give a secret or two about your longevity in the league.
Well, it's definitely difficult. I mean, it's more of a job when you get up to this point. There's a lot of time spent away from the wife and kids, and that makes it difficult. But the lifestyle that it affords me is it's priceless, really. I mean, where I'm able to do all kinds of things. So get to the field early and work out, and run some sprints, try to keep my legs fresh for the times that I do play. But I think it's changed a lot over the course of my career. Being 25 and a rookie, you can get away with doing a lot of stuff, and not worry about stretching so much. Walk out of bed and throwing bullets across the infield. So now I have to take a lot more time to make sure that I'm ready for BP, and so I think that's been the greatest learning curve for me, is just to prepare myself physically to come out every day and be ready to play.
What specifically goes into your preparation? Is it in the difference between when you came up?
Oh man, when I came up, I was 25, and I felt like I don't need to go in the cage because I'm already loose, or I don't have to play long toss because my arm never hurts, and now I feel like as I get older that my preparation in the cage, I need to get in there more often and make sure that that my swing is mechanically sound, and I have to make sure that my arm's loose before I go out there and throw balls across the infield in BP. So it's just a process. As you get older, you need to take better care of yourself and be more do more fine tuning throughout the day.
Coming from a collegiate background where you learn about the game almost every day, tell us what you're still learning today.
It's funny, just watching the game. Now that I come off the bench, I'm able to watch more, and I see the stuff that we did at Fullerton. I see people screw it up, actually. It's just the repetition. Hey, Brad Osmus, ladies and gentlemen. The preparation in January that we do at Fullerton really, it translates to the big league level. Just the small stuff that they run across, bunt defenses and cutoffs and relays and all that good stuff. You just, as you get to this level, you see there how precise it needs to be. I enjoy watching the college game because they're kids. I enjoy watching the kids, and they screw up and they're throwing the ball over the joint, and there's a part of me that enjoys that. But it aggravates me now when I watch this stuff happen at the big league level, because it's stuff that we should know, and I think one of the best compliments that I've ever gotten, when I first signed, my manager in short season asked me where I came from, and I told him Cal State Fullerton. He said, "Oh, that's good. That means I don't have to worry about you." So I think that the reputation that Fullerton has far exceeds anything that I ever dreamed of while I was there.
Now, you're a few years removed from the college game, but from your perspective, what's the biggest difference between the college game and the big league game?
Just the precision. I mean, everybody's always standing in the right place. The small things are what make the difference in the big leagues. Throwing to the right base, taking the extra base when you can, and all that stuff, you learn in college. I mean, I just feel like the instruction that I got in college from Coach Garrido and Coach Horton, and those lessons that I learned, still ring true today. And I credit my time there and playing for those guys as getting me here and keeping me here. Knowing what to do and where to be, and and not having the manager knowing that he doesn't have to worry about explaining it to me, I think has carried some weight.
Talk about your fondest memories about your days at Cal State Fullerton.
Well, I think obviously it would be '95 when we went to the World Series and won it. What a special year. I always tell people that's the most fun I've ever had not playing. I mean, I played a little bit at the beginning of the season, and Tony Martinez played well and deserved to play. And I had I played second base a little bit. Joe Frazier got hurt, but what a special group that was. I mean, even to this day, I look fondly back on those guys and look forward to the alumni game. And I've had a couple parties at the house, and it's such a treat for me to get back with those guys and see all the families and reminisce a little bit, and it's just been a good time.
How about your fondest memories as a professional?
I mean, getting called up that first time was pretty sweet. Having my dad fly out, and Teresa, my girlfriend at the time, ended up marrying. She flew out as well, and it was just a mad scramble. I didn't have a cell phone, so I had to call, and I left a message at home on answering machines. Hey, I got called up. I couldn't even tell anybody. Nobody was home, so that was pretty memorable. But playing in the World Series and the playoffs 2 years, I mean, it was a great experience.
When was the last time you were starstruck by an opponent or a teammate?
I think my first big league camp in my rookie year, there were some moments where, I was in spring training, we were playing against Raul Mondesi. He was with Toronto at the time, and I remember thinking to myself, man, I remember watching this guy, 2-3 years ago winning the Rookie of the Year or whatever, however the time frame. But those were the moments, I think, when I was younger, and just looking across the field and being like, man, these guys are good. I don't know if I'm good enough to be here, and I'm standing here. What a crazy deal.
And have you ever crossed paths with any of your idols?
No, I think they were all out of the game at that point. No, I don't think so.
Other than your hometown, where do you look forward to visiting?
I like San Francisco, Chicago, New York, the places that you get a chance to get out and walk around and people watch a little bit. Those are good places to go.
What city has the best food?
Man, there's all kinds of places. There's the country is littered with them. I mean, Seattle has some good food. Chicago and New York. I mean, that's one of the advantages of being in the big leagues. You get to travel all over the place, and a few times that we have free time, getting out and having a nice dinner is definitely a treat.
And last question, what's your favorite park to play in?
That's tough. I mean, the big leagues. I mean, Dodger Stadium's beautiful. My family grew up Dodger fans, so being here, being on the field, and just knowing that your family, growing up a fan of the team and seeing you out on the field is probably a good feeling.
Thank you, Mike Lamb of the Florida Marlins.
Thanks, Green.